If you've been lately active on Twitter, YouTube, or in fact any social media, you've probably seen people argue about whether or not Kurama will return in Boruto. And I thought, why not answer this question once and for all, so the Boruto community can go back to answering the more important questions, like did Tsunade's boobs get nerfed in Boruto? So I've sat down, reread the manga, rewatched the anime, looked at all the arguments for and against his return, and came to a final conclusion. From what I found, the main argument you see people use for Kurama's eventual return stems from the fact that tailed beasts get reborn after their death. This is because tailed beasts are beings which are purely comprised of chakra, meaning after their death, their enormous chakra gets reabsorbed by nature, waiting for it to reform into the same tailed beast in the future, thus making them effectively immortal. That's also how the Three Tails was reborn after dying alongside Rin during the Third Great Ninja War. However, this rule sadly does not apply in this specific instance, because Kurama's death did not occur under normal circumstances. You see, under normal circumstances, Kurama's chakra would be reabsorbed by nature, but in this instance, Kurama's chakra was completely depleted as a side effect of Naruto's transformation. While the anime didn't give us much information about Naruto's Baryon Mode, the manga gave us plenty to go by. It's here stated that this transformation is created by fusing Kurama's chakra with Naruto's chakra, thus creating a whole new type of energy, and this is very important. You see, while other forms involve Naruto taking the chakra that he acquired elsewhere, Baryon Mode relies purely on Kurama's chakra by using it as a fuel for this transformation. Meaning, as soon as this transformation runs out, all of Kurama's chakra has been fused into a new type of energy, leaving nothing behind for nature to reabsorb. The other argument I see many people use is Kurama being able to manifest through either Boruto or Himawari in the future, due to them supposedly having some of his chakra inside of them. Now sadly, except for Boruto and Himawari's whiskers, we have no evidence of them carrying Kurama's chakra inside of them. And while it's definitely debatable whether or not Kurama being sealed inside of Naruto's body had any effects on his and their DNAs and chakra reserves, we don't have enough information at this moment to make a clear statement. Now, do I think this will happen? Probably not, since we know that this story is supposed to be about Boruto going on his own path and not him stepping in the shoes of Naruto. And how would this even work? Would there be two Kuramas? I mean, it happened before, but like I just said, this story will be about Boruto finding his own way to get more powerful. So I think it's very unlikely for this to happen. But what do you think? Will Kurama manifest through Boruto or Himawari? Let me know down in the comments. And while you're already at it, make sure to subscribe and like this video. So let us now get to the arguments against Kurama's return. And we don't even have to dig deep to find reasons why he probably won't return. Firstly, we have to look at the author's intention behind killing off a beloved character that was in the story since episode 1. We all know the main reason why Naruto lost Kurama and Sasuke lost his Rinnegan was to nerf them in a way which would allow the writers to keep them in the story, without them taking away all of attention due to them being the most powerful characters in the story. Otherwise, we would still be in the same situation as we were at the start of Boruto, where it was practically impossible to build up tension for Boruto's fights, because you were constantly aware that if everything went wrong, Naruto and Sasuke were still there to save the day, thus taking away most of attention in fights. But now, the writers have a logical reason to allow the main cast to participate in the most important fights, due to them having arguably a similar or even greater fighting power than Naruto and Sasuke. Then there's this scene, in which Kurama basically wants Naruto to not be as reckless as he normally is, otherwise they would end up meeting each other again, meaning that if Naruto dies, we will meet again in the afterlife. Kurama obviously wouldn't say that unless he wouldn't come back to life. Another argument against his return would be the fact that the anime decided to show all of the other tailed beasts reuniting as if this was their final goodbye to Kurama. Finally, there's the argument that if Kurama was to return, it would take away the balance between Naruto's and Sasuke's power, making them both unequal, which would defeat the whole purpose of them being reincarnation of Indra and Ashura, who are supposed to always rival each other in terms of strength. But then again, we have seen Madara and even Naruto get a lot more powerful than their rival on numerous occasions, but most of them happened under very specific circumstances, or lasted only a brief amount of of time. So will Kurama return in Boruto? Sadly, no. I know, we all wish Kurama would come back to life, but let us not forget about the person who has to suffer the most due to his death, Kurama's voice actor. But all jokes aside, unfortunately, most of the arguments point towards him not returning, at least not in the foreseeable future. But who knows, maybe Kishimoto will find a way to bring him back. I wish I wouldn't have to end my video on such a negative conclusion, but it seems like Kishimoto likes to see us suffer. And can you blame him? I mean, did you guys see how many Hinata NTR hentais there are out there? Come on guys, what the fuck's wrong with you? Anyways, thanks to those guys who commented on my last video. With that said, make sure to check it out, where I answered the question, is Naruto a genius? Or you could check out Swagkage's and SethTheProgrammer's videos on Baryon Mode, which will be linked down in the description. Bye!